stronger and stronger the longer a fight goes on. So anyone that can keep him alive is a big deal. And then not having to worry about the Sables either is the other big thing. And Abaddon does a lot of those same things for OD. So I think this is a pretty heads up last pick for TNC.
Yeah, I think so too. This is going to be pretty interesting. Seems like a Sam H hero to be sure. I'm excited to see how it goes for them. It is going to be the Mushi Quap, the Nana Templar Assassin. So that question has been answered in terms of who's playing what. Again, Ice is on that Brewmaster. He's got quite the set too. I like the Pirate Brew set. I'm a pretty big fan. I don't know how you feel about that cosmetic in general, but it's pretty sick.
Oh yeah, no, I use the same loadout, except I use the Aghanim's Scepter mace thing.
Dude, the pirate collection as a whole is got some top tier stuff in it. Let me tell you,
it's got some pretty. I
know people are not
most of the Pudge set as well.
People are not fans of the Undying, which I'm like, I don't know, man. I think that's pretty good. Oh no, not this bug. Oh no, not this stupid bug. Okay, good. I'm gonna restart my game.
What you got? You got the double cursor? Or...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. That is the most annoying thing in the world. So when you're using your own camera on Dota, it's not great. So we'll get into the game real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I'll reconnect. No issues. Hopefully, when I get back in, boom, the cursor's back up. And you can also see that Trent just recently got Ancient 1. And you can also see what profile badge I had if you were quick enough, which I'm sure people would love to see.
I'm off the leaderboard at the moment.
I was looking at your profile the other day. I'm like, I wonder what Cameron is. He's a Divine 5. Oh, he's Divine 5, all right. Woo.
Yeah. I just haven't played enough recently.
Yeah.
Keep my spot. Get back to the grind.
I'm okay with where I'm at currently. So Ancient 0 could be a lot better, could be a lot worse. I don't play that much Dota. When I do, I try to, play a couple games a day. So I'm going to try to grind my way up there, but Ancient 0 I'm okay with.
Nice. Yeah. It's I mean, people have been saying that the quality of their ranked matches have gone up with some of the recent changes and the threat of the 6-month bans looming over everybody's heads. Yeah. So maybe it's a good time to be playing some ranked matches.
I'm a party gamer, so I don't really have that issue usually. Okay. But then I play with somebody like Suns fan, and then it's just Rage Central where we both of us get super triggered and yell at people. It's not great. So I probably deserve a 6-month ban, depending with how much I've overreacted in my Dota games recently. But I don't know, man. Maybe someday I'll actually start really queuing up Dota crazily and going on these runs. It's been a while since I've had one of those like super long days of Dota, super long weeks of just playing Dota nonstop. It's been that's been kind of gone for a while now, so hopefully I'll go back into it now. But anyway, getting back into it, speaking of which, we'll get into the game as the pause is done. What were we even paused for? I actually have no idea.
I don't. Did they even?
They might not have even said. Like just disconnect.
No, they didn't even really say. It's just somebody. I think the Winter Wyvern reconnected. I was briefly wondering if they might do something super weird, like the Ice Winter Wyvern and then double melee. But man, 5-on-5. Well, not 5-on-5. 5-on-3 action in the river. Everybody sees each other and just runs back up their own hill.
Everybody saw it was like, whoa, let's hold on. All right, see you later. But speaking of the Ice Winter Wyvern, that's a hero that I've seen it a few times. Him play it a few times. It's quite interesting. Oh man, Mushi is jumping in aggressively. He's getting a couple of auto attacks onto Cuckoo here. A couple of good trades from Mushi. And Kugu will get another turnaround here. So just a little bit of a battle going on between these two heroes, trying to assert dominance. There is nobody really in the top half of the map other than Ice. He'll probably try to secure both of these bounty runes. There is 18 seconds left. We'll see if Mineski can secure 3. It looks like they might be able to. There is only 10 seconds left for Sandwich to get to the top lane. And it's looking pretty good for Mineski in the 3 bounty rune regard.
The battle begins.
Yep, looks like SSS gonna get off to a really nice start. So they are dodging. Well, I guess not necessarily dodging, but TNC looking to set up some kind of aggro lane, sort of, or putting the Lycan up against the Queen of Pain. I don't know if this is that much better, but I guess they just think that the Abaddon can do way better against the Brewmaster than the Lycan can. He can at least purge off the haze occasionally and should still be able to find some farm. Can even get the 1 point in the miscoil to be able to CS if you feel like you really need it. So, and at the same time, they're going to keep the Mineski supports down here because that was, I think, one of the big things that I said at the end of the draft, right? That Mineski wanted these 3 particular heroes so that they had the opportunity to roam on mid a whole bunch. But if the supports are stuck bottom, Not only does the Queen of Pain not really want them here, because it's a hero that's very level dependent, it's also keeping them away from mid lane. So
And
kind of double whammy
general
for
too
TNC.
as well. Raven's going to get gone on. They're going to go into Cuckoo. They're going to just switch between the two in terms of the Arctic Burn. Mushi will blink forward. Raven's found a nice little crest inside this sea of trees. Unfortunately, he will get voided. They will use the telekinesis. Will stun onto the Winter Wyvern. Wasn't really a threat of dying. As soon as that telekinesis comes out, Raven's pretty safe. But already, this is... As long as these three heroes are bottom, this is going to be tough for this dual lane bottom. But again, like you talked about, it's going to mean no real pressure on mid and no stacks either. If they can't get over there, it's going to be a problem potentially.
Yeah, it looks like Tim's had a little detour over at mid. I don't know if they got imprisoned into a stomp or something on Moon, but his CS is suffering a little bit. Armel doing very well. We saw him have a super convincing OD game earlier in this qualifier, so definitely, I think TNC definitely trust him on the hero.
Yeah.
And he seems to... I think he's had 2 OD games, actually,
Yes.
from memory.
One of them was a little bit less than stellar. The first one that we saw in the beginning of the tournament was fantastic. That's pretty much that's all you need to say about it. Was just that good for Armel.
So much for that good matchup for the TA. Moon's actually struggling a little bit so far. Does have a salve, will be able to heal back up. And TA is a hero that can catch back up later on anyway, but maybe not going the way that Mineski were anticipating it. I mean, it's only 2 minutes in, so too early to say. They're farming pretty well.
It just comes down to
TNC
these
side.
supports not moving around for Mineski, not applying pressure. Sandwich is obviously fine in the top lane. Brewmaster's right with them, so that's fine, but they really want to zone out Raven. They'll get off into their Arctic Burn, and as a double damage, here comes the telekinesis. They're going to bring it back. Tim's has both Astral and Stomp at the ready, but they won't be able to use it here. And Jabs will back himself up in her way and get back to this wave to help deny and all that good stuff. So just it's a little bit of harassed bottom, but there's not really much else going on elsewhere. It's just this 3v3 bottom at this point.
Yeah, but I think they're, like I said, I think TNC are still fairly happy with this. Even though the Lycan's not getting much, it's mostly just about keeping the supports down here. And I guess they're also not really stopping the Queen of Pain, but they're at least cutting into her levels a little bit.
And what is he at? Level 3.5, level 4 for Armel. So yeah, I mean, this is going about as good as it can. But bottom lane looks like they want Ninja Boogie. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything about that. Try to get a CS. They got one of the wolves. It's a very awkward bottom lane. Meanwhile, Armel doing some damage to Nana. He has to go ahead and use his refraction just to avoid some of that damage. For a try versus try, it's very passive, and there's not really any kills happening at this point. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. But
yeah, the setup on both sides is pretty bad.
let's start with a telekinesis, but
It's just harassment.
Yeah, that's all it is at this point. So it allows the other 2 lanes to farm. So strap yourselves in, folks. It might be a while before we get our first kill of the game. We'll see. It is nighttime now. This is the issue.
Yep.
Now it's nighttime. He has 1 point in the Hunter in the night. The Void comes out. It is on level 1. Ninja Boogie will secure both Bounty Runes. That's pretty solid. And they're going to secure the Illusion Rune potentially, especially if Nana has the bottle. He does not, though, so this is going to go to Ninja Boogie instead. He'll get some vision with the Illusion and go from there and head back down towards bottom. I mean, now that it's nighttime, can he really do anything? Can he really rotate and find a kill? Or does he just have to sit bottom still and kind of help out the Queen of Pain again?
I think he just needs to grab another... He needs to chill out for a little bit, maybe grab another level, and then once he has maybe 3 or even 4, the TA should have level 6, and they might be able to make something happen at mid lane with the right angle and getting the side trap off.
They're going to find Raven.
Looks
They
like
might be able to get the skill. This could be first blood. The Splinter Blast coming in. Good Fairy Fire. Ninja Boogie, though, should have a Void at the ready, and he will. It's Ninja Boogie getting the kill even without the Void to be used. And Mineski will back themselves up in a way. They'll drop a ward down. And that's good. First blood. Good start for this nighttime. Let's see if they can get anything else here in the next few minutes.
Mushi gonna swing by the secret shop there and grab himself a bottle. Topping himself back off, keeping the lane going. I think that's a fairly important kill for Mineski to be getting. Just making use of the nighttime, right? You want to get at least something done.
Here we go.
Looking at Armel at mid.
They have the Elder Titan looking for maybe a Stomp. Good Astral to come through. Ninja Boogie, no Void mana. He's also got it in 3 seconds, so it's on cooldown. Stomp's about to come in onto Ninja Boogie. Will hit the Splinter Blast. They're going to turn on him and get the kill. Excellent turnaround. Tim's being in the right place at the right time, and Cuckoo having the TP scroll at the ready. And Mineski getting a little too aggressive and getting ahead of themselves. They couldn't quite get the kill. And it's so this is what you were talking about. So tough to gank Armel. has the Astral to work with. He's also kind of even pretty tanky at the beginning of the game. He has 7 with a lot of armor, so it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, OD's got pretty good base stats, and that's what I was saying, like level 3, level 4. I think if they have a silence, if they have the silence and they have a trap there, I think the OD dies pretty easily, but maybe just getting a little bit ahead of themselves, wanting to really use this Night Stalker. Ninja Boogie does have some phase boots up already, so he's pretty scary.
He had the bottle of Mushi's, and he gives him the bottle back. He almost got an Arcane Rune, but it was denied. So he actually almost had an Arcane Rune bottle for Mushi in there, which would have been nice. But instead, Cuckoo denies that at the last second. That was a nice, nifty little play for Ninja Boogie to roam around and get the bottle charges back up at the very least, though.
Yeah, so he couldn't give it to him with the Arcane,
right?
But he can still give him the full bottle at least.
3 charges instead of 2. I guess it's fine. It's 2 charges. It's not a big deal. Mushi's probably pretty happy with that at this point.
Yeah, he didn't have to go anywhere. Courier service. Pretty happy. Oh, nice. Maybe a bit of trouble.
He has split. Doesn't want to use it to try to survive. He can actually get this kill on Cuckoo potentially. Boulder toss coming in. They have the Amulet. Good Cyclone coming in. Cuckoo does have the stick charge. They're going to get the telekinesis off. Another Boulder toss will be ready, and they're going to get the kill coming in. And even Jabs is ready to fight. Splinter Blast coming through. Can they get Tim's as well? This would be a great double kill. Stick charge goes. Another Boulder toss. He's going to get 2 kills. Ice getting the double. They were not ready for this split, and now Sam H might be next. The Aphotic Shield coming out. He does have no borrowed time, but is even the point to skill it up. He does it. It's 3 dead. What a disastrous turn of events coming from TNC trying to gank the level 6 Panda. Not necessarily the best idea there on that dire team.
Yeah, I don't know if Cuckoo was expecting that he was going to be able to get the liftoff as Ice went for the split, but that was, like you said, a complete disaster. Tons of farm for Brew. That's an entire drum for him, and yeah, the fact that the Abaddon died as well. Like you said, wasn't even holding a skill point. It's not uncommon to see Abaddons hold the skill point because you can get even lower than the HP threshold, and then skill it up, and your ultimate will still activate. But no, he's just being a little bit greedy with his skill decisions here.
Jabs is going to get caught with a stomp from Cuckoo and Tim's. He still has his Arctic Burn rolling for a second or two. This is a pretty nice TP, and I don't think there's any way they can stop this. In fact, he gets off and back to the base, and I get a little bit more time wasted for TNC as we look back towards the mid lane. Armel and Nana going toe-to-toe, and now Ice coming in to maybe get some aggression.
Yeah, Armel is going for the Midas on the OD this game. It's not that I'm not a fan of this item in general at the moment. I feel like it just doesn't really do that much, and I really like all these builds that people have been going for with lots of early drums and stuff like that, and I just don't really know if it's necessary. Is the thing. OD does have nice talents, and getting lots of levels is great and all, but I think just having that early mobility from the Force Staff and the little bit of extra survivability from grabbing your treads and whatnot early is actually quite important. So he's going to be taking, I guess, a little bit more of a backseat in this game, which is concerning because Mineski do have a pretty run-at-you kind of lineup.
Yeah, for sure. And it's unusual because this is a build, the Midas used to be pretty commonly built on this hero, I would say. Now it's really very rare, I think. So it's kind of interesting how the item works in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's very few heroes that buy Midas in general that are in this patch, right? Most people are all about that. You want an early Dominator, you want an early Drum, or like Phase Aquila, something like that. But all right, Armel maybe, I guess, is feeling confident about the kind of impact that he can have in the late game. He did have a pretty good laning stage. He's reasonably farmed, so
Man.
I don't think it'll set him back too much. But
Ice is just in there, and Cuckoo might die again. Good stomp. They will stop him from getting off a split or getting off another clap. I probably didn't want to have to use split just for another solo kill onto Cuckoo, but you can see the impact Ice is having already by just pushing those 3 heroes back. They were trying to farm the Ancients, and they're all pretty scared of him at this point, and I would be too, given him just what his items are and how well he's done in this early game for Mineski.
Yep. I'm just thinking about how this like Orchid Queen of Pain is going to end up working out against the OD. They have picked the Abaddon, like I said, to try and counter it a little bit and protect the OD, but if he gets Cyclone...
Alright. Good stuff.
It's fine.
Yeah, he's out of there. Alright.
A little bit low on the farm department at the moment, though. Hasn't really found a whole lot of breathing room.
And I mean, that bottom lane was rough for sure in terms of finding nothing. But he'll start to get some room to work with. Raven putting some pressure on this tier 1 tower. They've got the split coming in. Raven has no shapeshift. Armel needs to run too. They're going to use the Cyclone on him. Tim's gets off the stomp in the meantime onto Nana, so that's a lot of damage gone, but Raven is still dead. Cuckoo will come through with the telekinesis. That'll be under the Fire Panda. Armel, he's got the Astral, might need to use it on himself. In the meantime, Nana gets another kill. That'll be onto the Elder Titan. They'll drop the side trap down. They've got another Cyclone. That'll be onto Cuckoo. This is 3 dead, and it might be 4, depending on if they want to dive for this. And oh, yeah, this isn't even a dive. This is a dead Rubik is what it is. It's not getting a double kill on the TA. And again, that split used to vicious effect for Mineski.
Yeah, the TNC support duo actually do not that much, I think, against the position that Mineski are in right now. Super run at you heroes, very up in your face. The Rubik and the ET just struggling to find a foothold at all. I mean, Kuka's still only level 4. And Mineski now about to start taking some towers and really closing in on the map. Which is another reason why I'm a little bit skeptical of this OD Midas. Like, they kind of sacrificed their Lycan a little bit to let him have a good start.
Try to make it go onto Nana. Here comes Bushi. Sonic Wave on to 3. They will pop the borrowed time. Cuckoo, the side trap down. He should fall with 1 or 2 more auto attacks. He does have stick charges, and the Phase Bolt will come in. They're going to try to counter this with a stomp, but they will miss onto most of the heroes. Now coming in the clap, Tim's is in trouble. He's slowed down to a crawl. A couple more auto attacks from Ice Ice Ice. Might be able to get it done. The Drunken Haze. Cuckoo's TPing out. They have to just leave this tower and let it go. Tier 1 will fall one way or the other. They don't get any kills on either side. But this is Mineski just getting very aggressive. They have a 7k lead, and they will even find the Abaddon over at the bottom bounty rune as Mushi comes over and pick one off for free. So this is getting pretty rough all of a sudden for TNC here, base kip.
Yeah, that Ice 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 triple kill I think was actually so backbreaking for TNC. They were just trying to settle back into some lanes and pick up their initial couple of items. But at the moment, they don't really have anybody who looks super ready to fight. I mean, the OD hasn't even skilled ultimate yet, so this is a super duper farmy build from Armel, and I guess they're just gonna have to hunker down and hope that he's gonna like really kick in super hard later on and start to take over the game, because that's what they've banked on. Like I was just saying before that fight broke out, I think the whole reason that they ran that aggro tri-lane was to protect. Damage, gonna force his ulti.
Jesus. This is rough. Spear Vessel's about to be done for Ninja Boogie too. He just needs the recipe. But I don't even know if TNC's Armel's going to get that much room to work with anymore after they're going to start losing a lot of these outer towers here in a moment. They're just going to keep getting run at. All you really need from Mineski now is to get some deep wards into the jungle, especially if you start doing support. Sam H is dead, by the way. Ninja Boogie silences him up. They get off a clap or 2, and then a couple of auto attacks gets the kill. Nana's in the meantime taking an ancient stack. So yeah, if you're Mineski, you can keep pushing towers, but like I said, getting some aggressive wards might be a good way to continue to push TNC back kind of into their base and stop them from farming. Tim's kind of getting over the tier 3 tower, but they won't exactly dive to get the kill. But again, this is Strug City for TNC right now.
Poor Tim's, man. He doesn't even have boots.
Oh, Jesus, you're
right. What the heck? It's 14 minutes and Tim's has no boots. He's got 1,200 net worth.
The supports are still level 5, by the way, on the TNC team, so it's rough all the way around.
Oh, no. Cuckoo. Watch out, friend.
No. He avoids the side trap at the very least, but there's a Desolator on this Templar Assassin. And once you get hit up with Arctic Burn, there's not really a chance unless you can somehow juke into the tree and TP out, but that's not happening. In the meantime, Ninja Boogie gets Tim's bottom lane. Both supports having a pretty disastrous time, one would say. Sam H will walk up, probably loses borrowed time. They'll see if they can't chase him down. Drum charges pop. There's the silence going in. Mushi's ready to go. The split will come out. Armel TPing in. They orc at him. They're going to Cyclone him. It's a little awkward timing, but it'll do nonetheless. Ice 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 kind of keeping his broodlings here. Just waiting for more rotations like Cuckoo. Shapeshift coming in. They don't want to overextend too far now that split is down. Raven is out of mana. And good blink from Ice Ice Ice. Still, he might be in trouble. They're going to try to clap and make sure he can get out. He thinks the wolves are on him. Now they are. Drunken Haze is available. They've got the ensnare, the root. This could be a very big kill if they can find it. Now the Winter's Curse comes out. Fortunately, Cuckoo doesn't do that much damage, but a good effort from Jabs to make sure that he keeps Ice 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 alive. And all the meanwhile, Nana is just going to go ahead and try to put some pressure with a Desolator on the tier 2 tower top lane, but Sam H immediately TPs in to counter that.
Man. TNC, I don't even think they lost all of their lanes. I think top lane farm-wise was relatively even. Mid lane was, also a bit of a farm fest back and forth, but the TNC supports just didn't get anything after the bottom lane broke up, and Mineski's still looking for more. Raven just dead.
Yeah, he's 100% dead. My goodness. And they're going to find Tim's. Does he have boots? At least he's got boots. There's that. Yay. Well played.
Yeah.
I like your attitude, Tim's.
You know, sometimes you just get run over.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do.
Sometimes it just happens. You know.
I mean, there's nothing else really to say. They did a great job, you know, especially that first nighttime came, and then what we talked about, the triple kill for Ice Ice Ice. Probably at this point won them the game. Looking back on it, they made a lot of other good plays, but once that split came out, he started destroying people. And now all they have to do is take the rest of these outer towers and really start choking Armel. Like, they don't even want him to get his first item, which is going to be a Dragonlance at this point. Just try to let him not get to that point. There's a wolf inside the roast pit. Maybe they can make something happen here. They're actually going to go bottom. Mushi, he's fighting on to the Rubik, who might die of the soul burn. And he will. Mushi can't blink out, though, because the Mud Golem does drop the shard toss, or rather the hurl boulder. Ice 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 will jump in, clap. He actually doesn't have enough mana for split. Now he does have to use the wand charge and soul ring. Might have to use it here. He's getting chased down. He will use it. Sam H still has, of course, the borrowed time. So even if he pops that, it's not a big deal. Cyclone coming up onto the Mud Golem. Miscoil onto a wolf. Raven starting to run away. Sam H TPing out. So split was used defensively. It's actually kind of a win here. And they also got Mushi as well. Astra's going to walk into the roast pit. Armel walking in as well. He's got a Force Staff now picked up. Here comes Sam H back into the fray. Remember, he doesn't have borrowed time. He has to pop the drum charge. Maybe they can get this kill. The side trap coming through. Sam H, one auto attack. Good force away, but still going to fall. Looks like yes. Nana gets it. Now Tim's getting jumped on. There's the clap. Remember, no split onto Ice Ice Ice. Their split is going to hit. They've got the Sanities. Great fight. But there's that Winter's Curse blowing away the Rubik. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade with, of course, Mushi dying earlier. But my God, doesn't Nana hit hard. A double kill, unstoppable spree. Armel has to pop the Astral. Now he's going to get the Spirit Vessel. There's a buyback coming in from Tim's. It might be time to back if you're Mineski. Nana thinks about keep going, but he's going to back himself up as well and just kind of reset this fight, not try to lose too much because of this, and they will just go back home, heal up, and get things going again here in a moment.
That went all right for TNC. I mean, given the deficit that they're at, forcing the split defensively at bottom worked out really well for them. They did manage to blow up Ice 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 anyway, but some signs of life, I suppose. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop this Roshan a second time now that they don't have Sanity's Eclipse or Earth Splitter, but Mineski, are they going to go for kills, or are they just going to go and try and clean up the road? I think that's the question.
Yeah, they've drawn the line to Roshan. They've scanned it too. They are both going to smoke and walk in at the same time. Void, they have found Cuckoo. Good Astral save. They've got the silence on to Armel. He has to back himself up. Sam H pops the... Actually uses the Aphotic Shield for himself. Mushi's getting low. He's got the Sonic Wave. He blinks himself back to safety. Sam H, his borrowed time's about to be done. Good Splinter Blast to come in. Good Astral. But here comes Ice Ice Ice. The clap. He's got his split in 5 seconds. Sam H can't survive. 4 step up in 8. Not going to save him. And Astra's not there either. Triple kill for Moon. It's going to be a godlike spree looking for Tim. So they're going to find that as well. Sonic Wave comes in from Mushi. And that will be 4 dead. And instead of taking Roche, you could just go ahead and push tier 3 and probably win the game.
Why not? Mineski just obliterating TNC this game.
Yeah.
The OD looking kind of dubious, I guess, in the face of the Night Stalker silence, the haze from the Brewmaster. And then Mineski also kind of shutting him down in lane. I don't think OD necessarily crushes a lot of 1v1 matchups either, so I don't think that's that much of a concern, but just turned out to be a pick that didn't really didn't get the chance to do very much this game. Mineski just kind of got the farm on the Brewmaster and the TA, and then those two heroes had way more of an impact than their counterparts for TNC.
Maybe it comes back to the Midas purchase for the OD. I mean,
maybe. I think it would have changed things a little bit.
But it wouldn't have mattered that much, I think, right? I guess
yeah,
this still would be happening.
It's hard to say, but I do in general disagree with the Midas on OD. Not a fan.
Well, that's awkward. See you later, Cuckoo. Hope that ward was worth it. Armel, the split's coming in. He's going to get orchided up. He is dead. The Spirit Vessel's on him. Sam H, he's just like, all right, maybe we can get something with this Earth Splitter. And it's a good Earth Splitter, but I don't know where the follow-up is. They've got the Winner's Curse on Raven, who's, of course, his freaking minions are destroying him at this point. And now Sam H, he's getting caught out. He has the bar time already going. The Spirit Vessel, and of course, Mushi doing so much damage. And GG is called. And that is a rough first game for TNC and a masterful performance from Mineski here in this first game of this series.
Great draft, great play. Everybody individually on Mineski did really well, and TNC just looked kind of lost without the usual early game impacts from their supports, and then they just got kind of rolled over. I guess the other thing is that their lineup, they picked the Abaddon as the last grab, and I liked the pick at the time because you could see what Mineski were going for, and you know that they really needed to try and salvage this OD's game against the draft that he was facing. But then I think part of the problem is that then you don't have Sam H on a playmaking hero anymore. You know, normally he's on like a Bat Rider or something like that, and I think he can dictate the pace of the game a little bit, even if TNC find themselves at a slight deficit. They're normally pretty good at grouping up, finding these smoke opportunities, and then getting pickoffs to find their way back into the game. But the Abaddon just couldn't really do that, and Ice went and took complete control over the map after the laning stage finished, along with the rotations from the supports. So back to the drawing board for TNC for game 2.
Yeah, I would say so. They're going to have to figure something out because right now Mineski looked pretty dominant. But again, it's just the first game, but it maybe comes down to the draft, and you never know what you can grab for TNC in game number 2. Maybe you get some good hero that they're really confident with. And we'll have to wait because there's going to be a bit of a break. Game 2 is around the corner, and they need to even the series up. The good news, I guess, for TNC, though, is that there is a lower bracket where they'll play against either Fnatic or Execration. They'll have another shot at getting to DAC if they were to lose game 2. I guess it's too early to call it, though. I mean, there's still another game in the bag here, Cameron. So what do you think? In game 2, you think they go back and they get things righted for TNC?
I think so. I think they'll be able to adjust the draft a little bit. Maybe just try and play for the lanes a little bit more. I don't think their support duo is necessarily that strong. ET Rubik doesn't really have a whole lot of. It just doesn't really bring much damage to the table in terms of ganking and pressuring lanes and shutting anybody down. I think if they'd had a better support duo, then maybe they don't feel the need to swap the lanes, because then they could have just killed the Ice Brewmaster potentially. But I guess they decided that he was going to be too disruptive and that they had to switch things up a bit. So that's probably the biggest thing I'm looking for